Welcome to 21 Days of Sage Intacct for a New You, presented by LBMC Technology Solutions. Because it takes 21 days to make or break a habit, over the next 3 weeks, we'll empower you to reimagine the way that you work by providing 21 days of great tips to make a better you in Sage Intacct. Let's get started. The new you in Sage Intacct starts today. Day 16, Report on Retainage. Get a quick overview of how to generate reports on retainage, tracking the amounts withheld from subcontractors and suppliers until project completion. There's a couple of ways to do this inside of Sage Intacct. You could look at the history for each subcontract, which might be a little bit daunting, but if we went into a subcontract, we went into the history, we would be able to look at the subcontract invoices associated with a subcontract. And you can see down here in the line item entry that $1,000 was retained from this invoice. We would have to go into each one of these invoices to be able to discover how much retainage has been withheld on this particular subcontract. So it might be easier to do the reporting. So the ICRW reports within Sage Intacct, if we scroll over to those, and you'll notice that there's just a few here. However, the report library is very vast. You will need to get your VAR partner to help you access the report library because typical end users can't see that report library because they do not have the writer to be able to write ICRW reports. They usually only have the reading part. So under the report library, there are already some canned retainage reports. So percent key is the wildcard for searching anything in Intacct. And if we look at retainage, we'll just type retainage there. You'll notice that there are 6 or 7 different retainage reports. So we can look by vendor, by project, and then these would have to get installed in your environment so you could have access to run them. But if we ran one of those, this is what it ends up looking like. We have AP retainage balance by project, and we're looking at here's our project, here's our vendor, here's the different bills associated with this subcontract. And then you'll notice that the retention was 10%, total retention held was $24,0250. None has been released, and so this is also the retainage balance. So it's best to maybe look at an AP retainage balance either by project or by vendor so that you could single out by subcontract how much has been withheld, how much do you still have to release? And there is a release retention for subcontractors module. So it basically runs a separate check run for you to be able to release the retention on a project entirely for all the subcontractors associated with that project. So there's a couple ways to look at it. The best way, the best practice is to look at an AP retainage balance report in the ICRW reports. Thank you for joining us today on our presentation of 21 Days to a New You in Sage Intacct. If you want to talk to an expert, here's our contact information. We look forward to hearing from you.